gaming has all types of styles. I mean, seriously, it does. It has so many styles in any way you want to play games. For example, say for instance, you're a person that just like, you don't want a console. You don't want to play games on different handhelds. You want to have it just one thing on the go to where that you have it from your mobile device and you just want to just chill. That can be done in a lot of ways. You can take a mobile device or like Android phone, or it could be something like a little bit older if it's possibly to where you could put emulation on it and being able to play games. When I see stuff like this, that could be to pick up and being able to go ahead and play games. And some of these doesn't have like the C type, because people have like different phones. Maybe you might have an older phone that still have that emulation capabilities, but it doesn't have it. And then that's where the Bluetooth part comes in, and it works. It works really good to play some classic games. I mean, say if you want to play something newer and stuff like that, or Game Pass and stuff like that, of course it will be able to handle stuff like that. So I picked this up. This is the 8BitDo Ultimate Mobile Gaming Controller. This right here, I wanted to peep this out because I felt that it was like, it's just one of those stretchy controllers. Oh, it's the scientific name for it, you guys. It's however you want to say it. But for me, street name, stretchy controller. And I wanted to kind of see what's going on with this. But I usually want to use this for my cell phone or mobile device. But for this video, I wanted to use something that you guys probably haven't seen in a long time. And I felt that this is a good treat because let's just have some fun with this one. Right here, I took the controllers off so that way it can just be like this standard thing. This right here, remember this? The Razor Edge. It's been a minute since I used this, and I know you guys haven't probably seen one of these in a long time. And of course, that there's been a lot of complaints or whatever. People probably think this not as good as other things, but I think it's still pretty decent. I mean, real in the comparison of newer devices, of course, this is probably like obsolete to probably a lot of people. So I know I'm gonna hear it in the comments, but it's okay. I'm just going ahead and just having some fun on the controller and just seeing and just kind of messing around with this because I haven't used this in a while. So, all right, you guys, let's get started. What is going on, you guys? Your boy Famous Kid Video Game Entertainment. And before we go any further, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Click like, subscribing. It's always a big help. All right, let's break this mobile gaming controller, telescopic, Bluetooth-based gamepad controller down. Because at the same time, I like to call it stretchy. That's the reason why I just had to say the name. I probably battered that name, so I know y'all gonna probably correct me in the comments because that's just, yeah, I mess up a lot anyway. But yeah, so at the same time, this thing's supposed to have precision control equipped with Hall effect joysticks. I'm gonna get my words mumbled. and it use magnetic sensors to provide higher accuracy and eliminate stick drift over time. Now, it does have an expandable design, okay? It says it accommodates from 100 millimeters to 170 millimeters in length, okay? So it fits most of the phones and some tablets and stuff like that. I don't know if it's gonna fit my tablet because my tablet is like a 15-inch, so it wouldn't fit that, but it fits most of the tablets that you can probably use. Okay, so at the same time, it's a dedicated profile switch and support most of 8BitDo Ultimate software, so you can kind of get the software for your phone. That way you can go ahead and remap the buttons and everything else. It does say it offers up to 15 hours of playtime in a single charge, which that's really good. So, and it does have a USB-C, so it's just the build quality is tactile, clicky D-pads and bumpers, along with like so the back of it is kind of like grippy, so it's good to hold your phone and whatever your device whatever you're using. And this is that and the third. So let's go ahead and connect this thing. I just want to say, I don't consider this as a review and I don't consider this as a how-to video. You can follow on if you want to. I do make mistakes and I'm not too good at explaining things. There's far better people out there that can break these devices down to the core. I'm just setting this up and having some fun playing some games. And with that out the way, let's get down. As you can see, there's another Xbox controller that I had connected to this. But we're going to treat this just like an Xbox controller, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and push and hold down the Xbox button on the front. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to push and hold that until it start blinking. When it start blinking, it's ready to go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try to flip this thing to the top. Then there's a button on the top right here. You just got to go ahead and press and hold that for a second until it start blinking. Now that we got a rapid blink on the front of the Xbox button, all we have to do now, just go to our pair of devices and then just pair a device. Then at that point, we're just going to find our controller. Then boom, we're just going to go ahead and connect that, then pair, and then now we're done. We're all set. Everything's set up. As you can see, we can go ahead and just control our device right here and everything's working. So let's go ahead and just got to go ahead and just start playing some, get to the games. Now it's been a minute since I used Emulation Station. So I got to go ahead off camera and go ahead and update everything so I can go ahead and start playing some games. Oh yeah, back in action, baby. Now, here's the thing with me. When it comes down to over here where I'm at, it's all about retro. It's all about nostalgia, old school, where we just getting down. And I'm talking about like Sega Genesis. I'm talking about the old school. So I'm going to go ahead and test out a couple of games, but I might just go ahead and test out one more emulation because it's been a minute since I used it. So, but still, we're going to get down. Yeah, starting off with Sega Genesis. Now, if you was a fan of Sega Genesis back in the day, you would know that Sega Genesis was mostly like arcade style games. It brought that feeling right to the home. Now, don't get me wrong, Nintendo or Super Nintendo, they had great games. Nintendo, it was mostly like the RPGs or stuff like that. But when it came down to arcade classic games, Sega Genesis really did the job. And Double Dragon was one of those games. PS1 with this game. I'm not going to say it because the fact is I don't want to batter the name. You guys let me know in the comments. But this is one of my favorite games. Love playing this, and to me, playing it up on emulation, it still brings it, and I love it. The action and everything really takes it back in the day, and one of my favorites. I'm just gonna keep on saying that. One of my favorites. PS2 action, Outrun. I don't know why every time I do a test up on with the PS2 emulation, I always try Outrun first. I don't know why. I guess it's because I could take it back all the way back to like the Sega Genesis or Game Gear or even Sega Saturn. Great game. Vita 3K. It's been a minute since I messed around with this particular emulator. Now, at the same time, I know I need to go ahead and update this thing. I'm just going ahead and just use this as a demo just to go ahead and test out the controller. I know I need to go ahead and catch up on this thing and do some updates and everything else. So there you have it. I know that they have the Xbox Game Pass logo up on there, so which means that this would probably be good for Xbox Game Pass, but I don't have Xbox Game Pass no more because I did a video about it before talking about, hey, I'd rather just go back to Xbox 360 with the prices went up and everything else. So I'll just stick to Steam and everything else. But I'm quite sure as far as like streaming your games on your device, it should work just fine using like Moonlight and stuff like that. And also they do have the thing for Razers, so where you can go ahead and stream your games. I did a video about that with one of the Razer Edge before, so yeah, so check that out, how to just stream and stuff like that. But I'm quite sure it's gonna work up on it anyway. But me, I just wanted just how to hook this up just for nostalgic reasons and being able to go ahead and play nostalgia games, because that's just stuff that I love to do. All right, you guys, if you guys made it this far, I truly appreciate it. All right, and from Gamer to Gamer, thanks for watching.